This is the Fearn VT-2 two-channel vacuum tube microphone preamplifier. This is a product which was our first major product that we introduced in 1993, and is still in production exactly the same as when we started out. It's a microphone preamplifier, and that's all it is. It has no other function other than to be as good a microphone preamplifier as we know how to build. It has some features, but it's essentially a very simple device. The main control that you'd be using would be this, which is labeled attenuation, which is used to set the level. And this will go from 0 to 53 dB of gain. There's a switch here, which is labeled input, and it has 3 positions. One, which is labeled 0, is just a straight in position. In the second position, labeled -20, it inserts a 20 dB pad on the input. So if you're using microphones or a sound source with a microphone it's very loud, you can reduce the level by 20 dB. And the third position, which is labeled low Z, and that's used to better match some of the microphones that have a non-standard impedance. Standard microphone impedance is 150 ohms, but some microphones have a lower impedance. They could be 50, 80, 100 ohms, some other impedance such as that. And by switching the VT-2 to the low impedance position, you get a better match to that microphone, and it often will sound significantly better than it would. If you need to use the pad on that microphone, you can just switch to -20, and because of the isolation provided by that pad, you no longer need to be concerned about that mismatch. It will match just fine and give you the attenuation you need when necessary. The other control is a phase reversal switch. Probably should be better labeled as polarity reverse, but everybody knows it is a phase reverse. And what this does is invert the waveform so that in a case where you have more than one microphone picking up the same sound, you can assure that there won't be any phase cancellation between the two microphones. Both channels are identical. Both of them have their own VU meter. This is a true VU meter, which shows the level as a VU meter is supposed to. It has a switch underneath for switching the meter off. And that may seem strange that you would want to switch off the VU meter. But there are times when this unit, because it has so much headroom, you want to drive it harder than it would indicate a normal 0 level output. So to preserve the meter, you can actually turn it off so you won't be pinning that meter and possibly damaging it over time. There's also a switch on each channel for 48-volt phantom power. And when that's switched off, the phantom power is removed, and all the phantom power circuitry is actually removed from the mic, which provides a much cleaner input path. The entire signal chain through the VT-2 is through Class A triodes. We use 6072A vacuum tubes in here, and they're all selected for low noise and so on. The VT-2 has an exceptional amount of headroom, and people find that they can use it with a lot of versatility, because if with a loud signal in the 0 position, you may actually be slightly overloading the input stage, but the resulting distortion is actually quite musical and useful, and most people find that to be a real benefit. On the other hand, if you don't want that kind of a sound and you want it to be very pristine and clean, you can switch to the -20 position. The only other thing that we have on the VT-2 is a power switch and pilot light, and that's the VT-2 two-channel vacuum tube microphone preamplifier.